So this time I decided to do a quick turning kit project. I made a lot of these over the years. They're just fun. It's something you can do in a few hours. This time I picked a toothpick holder, and it's kind of nice. It's got the little holder, holds your toothpicks, a little screw top. In my case, this is going to be a gift. But whether you decide to make one for yourself or as a gift, be sure to check out my video on how I made this. Oh, and be sure to check out my website at woodlogger.com, where I'll post more detailed information about how I made this project, as well as other projects I have going on in my shop. So to get started on my toothpick holder, I've got a wood blank here. I've also got my insert that I'm going to use that came with the kit. I'm going to strike a line on my wood blank here. I'm going to add about 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to use that as a guide. I'm going to use that to cut that on my miter saw. After that, I will take this and I'll find my center point on one end of the blank. I've got a little handy dandy center finder here, but you could just use a ruler too. And you won't be able to see this on the video, but there's kind of a little cross hash type mark that I've got there. After that, I'll head over to my drill press where I've got a 10mm drill bit. I will drill out the middle of that, and that's where my tube will slide into, and ultimately it will be turned on my lathe. So I'm going to work on that next. So I've got my wood blank. It's all drilled out. I think it looks pretty good. Next up, I'm going to take my insert that will go inside and glued up. But before I do that, I'm going to use some 220 grit sandpaper. I'm going to rough up, just kind of scratch up the insert. And what that will do is allow the glue that we're going to use to hold this into the blank. It gives it something a little bit to grasp onto. I'm also going to use this little tool to kind of help guide the insert. And I'll put some glue on that, and I'll use a product called Stick Fast. It's a CA glue, and it's called Stick Fast for a reason, because it works really fast. So I'm going to work on gluing that up. After that, I'll head over back to my drill press where I've got a barrel trimmer all set up. And the barrel trimmer is going to trim the end of the blank so that it's flush with the top of the insert. And that's very important when it comes to turning that on the lathe. You're going to want that as flush as possible. So I'm going to work on that next. Okay, so I've got my blank all turned and I think it looks really good. Next up, I'm going to sand this and then I'll finish it off with a product called Triple E Ultra Shine. I'm going to use, I've got this 5-pack of sandpaper, and it's really nice because it's got 5 different grits. It starts at 150, goes all the way up to 600. I'll work my way through each of the grits. After that, then I'll move on to a product that I really like. It's called Triple E Ultra Shine, and it's a little expensive, it's a little pricey, but it works really well, and I've used this on a lot of products now. I'll actually take a piece of just a paper towel, you can do a rag as well, and actually kind of dip that in there, hold that on there so you just feel a little bit of heat sort of starting to come off. It actually causes it to melt and kind of embed into the wood a little bit. Immediately after that, I'll switch over to another product called Shella Wax. It's made by the same manufacturer, and it's kind of like the, it's almost like the candy coating, right, on top of the wax. There again, I'll do the same thing. It only takes just a little bit of this. I'll put pressure on it till I start to feel it heat up. It kind of almost melts into the wood as well. And then after that, I'll be ready for assembly. So I'm going to work on that now. Okay, so I've got my blank already. It turned out really nice. The Triple E Ultra Shine really did its thing and really made it look nice. So as part of this kit, I've got a end cap piece here that I'm going to put inside on the end. And I'm going to use my pin press. And if you don't have a pin press and you want to get into turning pins or these types of kits, something that I really highly recommend that you check into. So I'll load this into my pin press. I'll press that together. After that, there's a tiny little cap that goes on the other side of it, and there's this little gasket that just gets kind of dropped in there. I don't know how well that'll show up on the video, but that'll help keep it air and watertight. And then it also comes with a nice little key ring that I can attach as well. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that now. Alright guys, so I've got my toothpick holder all done. It turned out really nice. It looks really pretty, the wood that I chose. I think mine's actually going to end up being a gift. But thanks for watching the video. Be sure to check out my website at woodlogger.com. And if you haven't clicked subscribe yet on YouTube, be sure to do that as I post new videos from time to time. I'll see you around.